On this podcast, we talk about the books, both old and new, that are worth putting on your to-be-read list. I'll include the back cover synopsis, content warnings, as well as my pro and con list. To avoid any spoilers, head over to my Instagram at enjoylifewithme.angela. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these books. Let's jump in for the day. Today we're going to be talking about A Lady Most Engaged by Audrey, which is the first book in the Grimm Regency tale, which is a multi-author standalone series. The back cover synopsis says, "Sometimes it takes more than a kiss to wake a sleeping heart." Harriet Thornhill prides herself on propriety and sense of duty. The last thing she ever expected was to find herself at a house party in a compromising position with the Earl of Rosedale. Now engaged to a man she barely knows, Harriet must navigate a precarious balance between duty and her own happiness. Lord Rosedale has spent years avoiding his domineering mother. In his absence, she's run his estate precariously close to ruin. But when circumstances force Bram into an engagement with the spirited Harriet, he begins to see the world and himself in a new light. As Harriet and Bram's reluctant alliance blooms into something more, they must contend with the schemes of his manipulative mother and the neglect that threatens the estate and its tenants. Can Harriet learn to put her own happiness first without hurting those she loves? And can her domineering spirit awaken Bram's courage to defy his mother? Or will the curse of least resistance doom them both? This is a dual point of view Regency fairy tale retelling. It's a gender swap of Sleeping Beauty. So you get the tropes of forced marriage and him falling first. The intimacy is kind of like a mild moderate. There's longing and kisses. Nothing descriptive though. There's no language or violence, and as far as potential triggers, there's bad childhood, mean and manipulative parents, as well as some rakish behavior. The con, if you've been here for any amount of time, you know this is going to be the con that I give most books if I don't think the epilogue's long enough. There wasn't even an epilogue, guys. I was really bummed, honestly. I love to see things wrapped up, have them be living happily ever after with friends and family. I mean, heck, I would have even, spoiler, but I would have even settled for seeing Bram's mom get out, like just wanting to see the happily ever after is important. I'm hoping that maybe that means we get a spin-off of this one. That would be really cool. But anyways, enough complaining. Pros. Characters that you love to hate. Like sometimes it's really fun to just have like a really awful bad guy or a really good bad guy. I don't know how to say it. But the Countess is that character in this book. You have the quote, "She didn't care about love. She'd expect him to choose a wife as one would choose a horse based off of value and pedigree." And those are the characters you just you like to hate. Yeah, those are always fun. There were some really fun lines in the book. The three that I chose to quote are, "Just what every man dreams of, threatening a woman into marrying him." Then, "Besides, given the scandal we've already braved, what's a little more?" And that seems to go really well with the better kiss first and ask questions second. There were some very swoony parts in this. The flirting, honestly, was probably the best part of this book. You won't face them alone. I love you, Harriet, and I've realized that happiness won't be possible without you. And the other one is, he hadn't chosen her initially, but he would now again and again. But I have to say, the favorite part, like the favorite scene, is her just showing up to say, "I miss you and I love you." Because I was 2 hours away with modern technology. I can't imagine being like completely separated. Like that would be so awful. So I understand her just showing up. That makes complete sense. But anyways, I do wonder if this gets a spin-off series because there's just a lot that could be wrapped up. The quote-unquote servants that got fired, like what happens to them? The tenants that so desperately need help, the rakish Mr. Dalton and Miss Clayton, like how do they get mentioned at all, like how things turned out for Arabella. Like there's just so much that could be discussed, and I'm kind of hoping there's like another book that she creates off of this, because it sounds interesting. There's just so many things that need to be wrapped up, guys. Tell me I'm not alone. Tell me I'm not the only one that's like, oh look, let's extend this. Always extend books. Always extend series. You get too attached to the characters. Anyways, I hope you'll jump over to my social medias. Instagram, enjoylifewithme.angela. Book talk is enjoylifewithme_Angela. All my other social medias are also linked in my link tree, clickable link in the show notes. I'd love you to tell me what you think of this series, this book specifically, retellings of fairy tales. I just love to talk books, so I'd love to hear from you. I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Happy reading.